So one way to phrase it is why are you wearing that blue button at the State House? But a different question is, well, why aren't you wearing it more in the district?
Yeah.
And so I said I would, and I have been wearing it more in the district. I don't wear it every day.
Yeah.
But I do make it a point to wear it both in places where I know many people will know what it means and feel supported.
Yeah.
Feel like, hey, there's a guy who's not Jewish who sees us.
Yeah.
Because not enough Gentiles are seeing this for what it is.
That's what I was about to ask you.
But I also wear it in places where nobody knows what it is, precisely because those are the people who are going to ask about it, and it gives me the opportunity to talk about it a little bit without being overbearing, without beating people over the head.
Yeah.
You know, you got to move people along a little bit at a time most of the time, and I hope that I'm able to, you know, both let people who are legitimately afraid of anti-Semitism feel a little more reassurance that they've got friends in places they don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
And I hope that bystanders will sort of understand that this is real, and this is scary, and this is painful, and even though it doesn't affect you directly, you should still know about it so you're armed and equipped and ready to be on the right side of any conflict, rather than take 3 steps back and pretend like you didn't see it.
Yeah, is that... So I've been thinking about that too, of course, that it seemed to me that the Jewish community hasn't done a good job in building bridges, or that the Christian communities, and that's kind of a vague term, because in Massachusetts it's all about ethnic communities, but not really. You know, haven't come forward much. And why have people not talked about that? If you have a sense about that.
You know, it's hard for me to speak for either side on this one. I think that, you know, we talked about the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate. In all 3 cases, in the vast majority of instances, everyone can instantly determine if you're in that group or you're not.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, there are certainly some Jews who wear it and wear it proudly.
Yeah.
But there are many Jews who have a different way of moving through the world.
Yes.
And whether or not that's because they are fearful or ashamed, or if it's just because that's not how they choose to express their identity, either way.
Yeah.
Right? People who are closer to Jewish communities are better at identifying Jewish people even though they don't say it out loud.
Yes.
Right? I'm not that good. I'm better than most of my Gentile friends at it. Right? I bet you that person's Jewish, right? Sometimes you can tell.
Sure.
Right? Lots of different signals, subtle signs. Right?
Yes.
Sometimes they're not so subtle, but you just have to know what to look for. In any case, it's different because I think over different times, certainly in the last 100 years, but I'm sure going back thousands, there's frankly a Jewish tradition of sometimes standing out and sometimes deliberately not standing out.
Yes.
And so I think there's a much broader sense of ideas of both Jewish identity and how to express it in their own community, both Jewish community and more broadly. Yeah. So that's very different. You can't. Most people can't hide those other things, and not that they should want to, but it's not even an option. Yes. So I don't know exactly. Yeah.
Because I would think that, especially the mainstream and liberal Christian, Protestant, Catholic, whatever, would be really not focused, but would really be sensitized to it and kind of enlightened about it, especially because it seems like everybody below the age of our age, I'm not sure what I'm older than you, but had gotten at least some Holocaust education in public schools, is what I've heard about from people in their 40s, 30s, 20s, and so forth, and teens. And that's certainly a wake-up call. So I would think that the Christian churches...
Maybe, but look, I grew up, I had my public schooling mostly in the 1980s. Yeah. I knew about the Holocaust. Yeah. I also knew about the KKK. Yeah. I didn't know, personally, anybody who had survived the Holocaust or anybody who had any involvement on either side of the KKK. Right. Right? So the same argument can be like, how could there be racism against people of color? We all know about the KKK. Well, there still is. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I guess that's I don't mean to justify it.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, like, yeah, we have historical record, and people have seen photographs and movies and heard testimonials.
Sure.
And yet there are still a bunch of bigots running around.
Sure.
Right? I don't think we should be surprised about that.
Yeah.
I do, and I don't think it's, there's this sort of kumbaya if we just taught people to love each other, right?
Yeah,
maybe, but this is a thousands-year-old problem.
Yeah. But there was a thing about the famous poem of Niemoller,
Sure.
about standing up and not waiting till it gets worse.
That's right.
And stuff. Yeah.
And so I think that the blue button,
Yeah.
the blue pin is one of these ways, one of these sort of small tools
Yeah.
to help remind people just to lean in a little bit more on moving us all toward doing right by each other.
Yeah.
And if we could bend the curve a little bit, and then the next person comes along, bends it a little bit more, before you know it, that arc of justice is going further in the right direction.
I like the way you put that. Yeah. Also, I like the way you opened it up and said, "I'm not part of your tribe," but I couldn't remember what the second line was.
So what I said was, I'm not a member of the tribe.
Yeah.
I'm a friend of the family.
Oh, that was it.
I said, and
Good
this is
line.
not my house of worship. I'm a welcome guest.
Good. That was great.
And I thought it was really important to clearly communicate
Yeah.
that I can't empathize. I can only sympathize.
Okay.
Right? All sides of my family, all four of my grandparents are Catholic, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
right.
I'm raised in the Catholic tradition. My children are being raised in the Catholic tradition. My wife is Catholic.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yes.
And so I've spent plenty of time in synagogues, sometimes for weddings and bar and bat mitzvahs,
yeah.
and sometimes, in recognition of some terrible things that have happened in our community or elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I didn't want anyone to think I was claiming ownership of grief or grievance that doesn't actually belong to me. Not in a direct sense.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to be clear, but also that I do feel welcome.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw that totally.
So
I mean, you knew half the people in the audience.
I did. And, when I said I'm a welcome guest, I happened to look down at Rabbi Hamilton, and he had a really nice smile.
Did he? Yeah.
Right? I think he was proud of that moment, because that's the community he wants.
Yeah.
And I believe that's how he wants people to feel.
Yeah.
And I always have felt very welcome at KI.